The last chapter of Philip. Chapter 14, Juliana, the Basket Boys. The Monday after the Loskis dinner party, Dara tracked me down at school and forced Bryce Losky back into my brain. Jules, whoa girl, wait up. How have you been? I'm fine, Darla. How are you? No, seriously, she whispered. Are you doing okay? She shifted her backpack and looked over each shoulder. I got to thinking, that was just so cold of Bryce. Especially since you've got that soft spot for him. Who told you that? Like I haven't got eyes? Come on, girl, it's a given. Which is why I got worrying about you. Are you seriously alright? Yes, I am, but thanks for thinking about me. I eyed her and said. And Darla, it's not a given anymore. She laughed. How long's this diet gonna last? It's not a diet. I've just lost my taste for him. She looked at me skeptically. Uh-huh. Well, I have. But thanks for, caring. All through first period, I was still feeling strong and right and certain. But then Mrs. Simmons ended the lesson a full 15 minutes early and said, Clear your desks of everything but a pen or pencil. What? Everyone cried. And believe me, I was right along with them. I was not prepared for a quiz. Everything, she said. Come on, you're wasting valuable time. The room filled with grumbles and the sound of shuffling binders. And when we'd all pretty much complied with her request, she picked a stack of bright yellow papers off her desk, fanned them with an evil grin, and said, It's time to vote for Basket Boys. A wave of relief swept across the room. Basket Boys? You mean it's not a quiz? She ticked through the stack, counting ballots as she spoke. It is like a quiz in that I don't want you conferring with one another. It's also like a quiz in that you have a limited amount of time. She slapped a set of ballots down on the first desk of row 1, then went on to the second row. I will collect them from you individually when the bell rings, and I will inspect to see that you have complied with the following instructions. She scooted over to row 3. Choose 5, and only 5, of the boys on the list. Do not put your name on it, and do not discuss your choices with your neighbors. She was on the row 4 now, talking faster and faster. When you've made your selections, simply turn your shit over. She slapped a reminder down on the last desk. Do not, I repeat, do not fold your ballot. Robbie Castanen raised his hand and blurted out, Why do guys have to vote? It's lame to have guys vote. Robbie, Mrs. Simmons warned. Seriously, what are we supposed to do? Vote for our friends or our enemies? A lot of people snickered, and Mrs. Simmons scowled. But he had a point. 20 of the school's 8th grade boys would be made to pack a picnic lunch for 2 and be auctioned off to the highest bidder. Being a basketball is an honor, Mrs. Simmons began, but she was interrupted by Robbie. It's a joke, he said. It's embarrassing. Who wants to be a basketball? All the guys around him muttered, not me. But Mrs. Simmons cleared her throat and said, You should want to be one. It's a tradition that has helped support the school since it was founded. There have been generation after generation of basketballs helping make this campus what it is today. It's why we have flower beds. It's why we have shade trees and a grove of apple trees. Visit another junior high sometime, and you'll begin to realize what a little oasis our campus really is. All this from the sweat and blood of basketballs, Robbie grumbled. Mrs. Simmons sighed. Robbie, someday when your children go to school here, you'll understand. For now, please just vote for whoever you think will earn a high bid. And class, she added, we're down to 9 minutes. The room fell quiet, and as I read down the list of over 158 grade boys, I realized that to me, there had only ever been one boy. To me, there had only been Bryce. I didn't let myself get sentimental. I had liked him for all the wrong reasons, and I certainly wasn't going to vote for him now. But I didn't know who else to vote for. I looked at Mrs. Simmons, who was eager eyeing the class between glances at the clock. What if I didn't choose anybody? What if I just turned in blank? She'd give me detention, that's what. So with 2 minutes left to go, I put dots next to boys I knew who weren't jerks or clowns, but were just nice. When I was through, there were all of 10 names of dots, and of those I suckered 5. Ryan Knoll, Vince Olsen, Adrian Iglesias, Ian Lay, and John Trollock. They wouldn't make basketball, but then I wouldn't be beating, so it didn't really matter. At the bell I handed over my ballot and forget all about the auction. Until lunchtime the next day, that is. Darla cut me off on my way to the library and dragged me over to her table instead. Have you seen the list? She asked. What list? The list of basketballs. She shoved the scrawled copy of 20 names in front of me and looked around. Your main dish is on it. 5 from the top. There it was, Brian Stolowski. I should have expected it, but still, this upward surge of possessiveness shot through me. Who had voted for him? Who had voted for him? Out of 150 names, he must have gotten a lot of votes. Suddenly, I was picturing a swarm of girls waving stacks of cash in the boosted ladies' faces as they begged to have lunch with him. I threw the list back at Darla and said, He's not my main dish. As a matter of fact, I didn't even vote for him. Ooh, girl, you're sticking to your diet.